clap.
Wow.
Hey. It's been a while.
All
It's
right,
been
so Quark is back from his sojourn
yeah,
in America.
from my pilgrimage to
Birthday pilgrimage.
yeah, to Twin Peaks. It felt like I actually went to Twin Peaks actually.
Was it a
You
convention?
did, though. I mean,
Yeah, no, I feel like I didn't go to Seattle, Washington State. I went to Twin Peaks.
yeah, the shooting
It felt more
location.
like that. What was it? No, it was an anniversary. So it was the 35th anniversary. I guess also because of Lynch's death. Some of the cast came and basically toured people around the location, specifically Laura Palmer's house and the Palmer home, which was really wow, inspiring. And then some of the where they found Laura's body, and then also the interiors of the Great Northern Hotel, etc. And then I chanced upon this tour, which was it was a tour held by one of the cast members from season 3, who is a Seattleite. So he just kind of lives there, and then he played one of the deputies in season 3. So he came in his deputy uniform, and because he's a local, he kind of like knew everybody. It was a great experience. That was like kind of like an added thing that I wasn't. I was only expecting to actually even just drive to these locations like the Double R Diner and the Roadhouse, etc. But it was great to actually have someone there and say, this is how this scene was shot. This is where McLachlan was when he came in. Galing.
How'd you hear about this whole activity?
The algorithm served me, just like it has been serving me the auction of the house and all of these things, special screenings, etc., etc. Sayang nga in LA there was a screening of Dune with Kyle MacLachlan, but na-cancel siya. So that would have like been the cherry, the literal cherry on top, the cherry pie. And then there were other cool things that happened. Got to go to Cameron Crowe Talk. He launched his book. And then of course got to go to the Seattle singles apartment. And then there's this thing called the Cosm, which shows the Matrix, but it's like a dome thing, and so they add shit in the sides. Like for example, if you're being attacked if they're being attacked by sentinels, then there are sentinels all around you in the dome. If they're in the Matrix, then there's code all around you, which is kind of like cheesy but actually fun.
Wait, is this the one? It's a spherical theater.
Yeah, it's a spherical.
Okay, because there is the one that's like a regular theater, and then they just put screens on the sides.
I don't know if there's
I think SM's building one of those.
Oh,
I saw a news bit.
Isn't that called an X, right?
Iba yung parang it's not 4DX because 4DX is Ayala stuff, and they're keeping it. Pero I saw an article about how SM's bringing in those parang immersive theater types things na I'm not very interested in, but
yeah, it's like a novelty. It's definitely one of those things that you should only watch it when if you love it. If you loved it and you've seen it even more than once. Like I would go there for Mad Max. I would go there for Star Wars. But the upcoming Predator Badlands, no, I'm not gonna watch it.
Do they still have the Grunge Museum? I went to that when I went to Seattle.
Parang wala
years
na.
ago.
Wala na. But I think they just closed it.
Wow, how sad.
May sub pop sa airport.
Until now, that's
I
great.
love it. Yeah. So
Seattle's a nice chill city.
Yeah, no. Parang
may sub pop bands pa ba na?
Meron. Nation of Language is a sub pop band. So they're churning out stuff. Most of the ones I don't know anymore. May mga hip hop pa nga ata sila ngayon but it's now one of my favorite cities and would probably be the city I would live in if I had to live in the States.
It's chill.
Be
It
kind
has
of
a
like-
good San Francisco quality to it, but also
Rains 10
a
months
bit,
of the year.
a bit strange, a bit eccentric in its ways.
Yeah.
Seattle.
And also because of whatchamacallit, climate change, parang mas sunny na siya.
Wow.
Wow.
So, ano.
Let's go
Yeah.
Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And it's a
Pacific
short drive
Northwest.
from Vancouver if you get bored
Yeah.
of America.
Yeah, friends from Vancouver they visited, like they were just 2-hour drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, I love Seattle. First time
The
there.
yung Twin Peaks thing in Snoqualmie, tama ba?
Yeah, so apparently there's different places. The Palmer House it's weird. It's literally like 45 minutes away from the city center. So I think it's actually still in Seattle, like a suburb. And parang when you go around, when you look out the window, it's strange because you see the ocean, which is weird, right? But you always
Yeah.
think
It's not
kind of like-
woods.
yeah, it's not woods, and it's parang ano talaga.
Ocean ba, not the lake? So you see the ocean talaga.
Yeah. So and then parang it's just like one of many houses because it always feels like it's kind of like alone there, diba? And then North Bend is where a lot of the other stuff are. Snoqualmie is where the Great Northern is, and that's really impressive. That's maybe an hour and a half away. It's kind of impressive because you don't really. There's no clue that you're gonna see what you're gonna see. You don't really see massive rivers. You don't see rapids or anything.
But
and
was
you just
it
go to
like-
the hotel and then you turn the corner and putang ina may malaking waterfall.
Damn.
Yeah.
But was it like a group package tour? Like guys were all in the same coaster, or may designated time and place na you have to bring your own vehicle?
Yeah, you bring your own vehicle. There's a
Okay.
designated time and place. It's a really cool. One of the towns really felt like Twin Peaks, like just a small little arcade where all the shops were and everything else was just nature. But yeah, you kind of just drive there. Really interesting group of people also, like who were there. David Lynch's sister was there,
Yeah.
and she wanted. I think that was her way of mourning. She's like, I'm not giving any talks. I just want to be with fans as they like tour my brother's legacy. So it was
But
really sweet.
But I imagine also kasi like a lot now of the cast have gone on, no? Like being in the double R, and parang does it have like the vibes of Peggy Lipton? And even the guy who played Ed has passed na yata, di ba?
Oh no, Everett McGill. See, I'm not sure, but someone passed away very recently. Even
Yeah.
yung
And then,
mga-
of course,
uh,
Si Log Lady, of course, who passed during season 3, di ba? While it was
I got to talk a bunch because, of course, the cast. It's not a big cast. It was like basically Kimmy Robertson, Harry Gold, so Andy and Lucy, and Ray Wise, who
Gilligan.
is such a ham. Like he sang "Mercy, Mercy, Mercy," don't like to everybody, and Shirley Lee was very sweet, but I think parang she's super guarded, like she doesn't like any sudden movement gaganon. And I think it's
Wow.
because icon like apparently there's a book about Laura Palmer, like how people look at her as some sort of saint. And there's essays on her, and literally like I've because it's basically it's really intimate. There's like 5 people at a time, and you talk to one. I was in like 2 of those conversations. Palaging may nagto-trauma dump. Oh my God, I was my friend. He was abusing
Kawawa.
substances. He was in a car crash, and
Yeah,
she had to
yeah.
be like, I'm so sorry, and then
Right.
so ang daming trauma dump sa kanya.
And these are the obsessed. Of all the fandoms, diba, that she might interact with, ito pa yung pinaka-obsessed, the Twin Peaks fans.
Yeah.
So I'm sure she's got some, I'm happy to be here, but, there are boundaries.
Yeah.
Siyempre.
And I guess kasi, di ba, because of what happened to her, because of what happened to the character.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, anyone who's been abused, anybody who's kind of been through some sort of
They kind of unload.
assault and whatever. Oo, talagang you got me through this time. She's such a good person. You can really feel that she takes her time to process this, but it must be super
Yeah.
heavy. And then but beginning up because everyone wanted to be with the cast. I got to spend more time with Sabrina Sutherland,
Ooh.
the producer.
Yeah.
So super sweet. Parang during one of the talks, umiyak pa rin siya. Like, he's the only man who ever believed in world peace. You know, who believes in world peace? Ganun siya. And then, so I asked her, like, what are the things that you learned most from Lynch about filmmaking? And then galing. Of course, one is he always talks about this. It's like there is the idea, and everything must be in service of the idea. Na parang ano ka, diba? Transmitter ka lang, and then an idea is sent from the universe, and so it is your job to stay true to it. But the one that I've never heard is picture sound 50-50. Like, oh, ganda. I mean, we all know that he's such a big sound guy, but but the way he put it, like, it is as important as the picture.
There's this I don't remember anymore who said it. I think it was a producer, an indie producer, but this piece of advice always stuck with me, like for indie filmmakers, good cinematography can like get you noticed if you're trying to be hired by, a bigger studio, etc. But you should always invest in good sound. Kasi audiences will forgive. Audiences will watch Blair Witch. Parang ganun. It'll watch something that looks like shit. But if your audio is shit, they will walk out. I was like,
That's true.
Galing. Not something you really think about, but it's like, oh okay.
Yeah. Solid.
Uy.
So, a great time was had by all.
Thumbs up.
Yay. So yeah, we haven't seen each other in a month. It seems.
Well, you had the birthday month trip, diba?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Tapos
And
may
Mel.
many tournaments for Mel.
Tournaments,
and everyone
I
seemed to
was
be
just not watching
baseball.
anything except baseball for a month and a half.
Did you guys have fun? Watching the
The
Dodgers
series, the
versus,
best series
Super.
of all time.
Really, if I could log it, I think it's gonna be in my best of TV shows of the year.
Yeah,
The
tsaka,
World
I think
Series.
genuinely
It was
one of the best
crazy.
sports anythings in life.
Crazy good. The
Grabe.
may mga comebacks, may mga surprise, wins.
And it's the
Everywhere.
best kind of, for a game like football or baseball, now it might seem a little like slow to non-watchers, diba? Yung maganda is they were mostly like pantay-tied most of the time. So it was always like
Just slugfest.
increments. Yeah. Very suspenseful. Walang lamang na, wala, tapos na to. You're just watching to finish it, but clearly there's no hope.
Even the playoffs were
were
so good.
I've never
All
seen a
the
game
series.
go to 18 innings. And then the final one was 11, diba? So parang, grabe siya.
Yeah, no, I was in LA, I think yung patapos yung semis, right? Like so that's what everybody was celebrating. Then I went to Seattle where the Blue Jays were going against the
Mariners. That was also a very good series. I thought the Mariners were gonna win.
Yeah, shit. Saya nun if they did, but yeah, everybody was so sad. And then I went back to LA, and then and yeah, that 18 inning one. I went to watch Freddie Gibbs sa crypto. And then when it came out at like 11 p.m.
The game was still on.
And then everybody was
feed
like,
I really think that baseball is the most fun to watch live. Like I've been to a couple of NBA games. I mean, it's fun, but it's a lot of free throws and a lot of ref baiting, and it gets boring after a while. But baseball for me, kasi you drink and you heckle and it's so loud, the stadium, and then you really see the players. So it's fun. It's fun.
Galing. Yeah. I know. And it was nice watching my extended family na very Dodgers, including like, all
Dodgers,
kids
syempre,
and
Pinoy Dodgers. So
Let's
now I'm
go,
looking at tickets to the World Baseball Classic in March in Japan. Because it's gonna be Japan, Korea, Taipei, and Australia in that pool in Tokyo Dome. So I'm thinking of watching that with some friends.
Sounds
Are
like
the
it
Dodgers, Japanese Dodgers coming?
Yeah, because it's a national team.
Oh,
So
nice.
it's Otani, Yama, Sasaki, a bunch of other superstars who play for other MLB teams will be.
But it's an exhibition match?
No, it's a competition.
No?
It's a World Baseball Classic. Japan is the defending champ. They beat the
Yeah,
US,
tama.
the US the last time.
Wow. Galing talaga ng Japan sa baseball. You gotta love it.
They're so cute pa. But yeah,
So,
that's,
Otani ka pa rin? Or ano?
Otani was captain last time they won, di ba?
he was. I'm not sure if he was captain, but he was the closer. He was the pitcher that pitched the winning game.
So, maka-Otani ka pa ba? Or has your love shifted?
Yama. He
Yama
was
kasi
so good.
quiet and perseverance lang talaga.
Grabe, he was so good. When he came out of the bullpen in that that 8th or 9th inning, my goosebumps. Talagang, oh my gosh, he's gonna win this na.
Parang nanonood ka ulit ng Major League, no? Charlie Sheen lang.
That's what I kept thinking. I was like, this is exactly like Major League. It's like a Charlie Sheen movie with all the drama that happened in the 9th, 10th, and 11th inning. Anyway,
So, yeah. Congratulations to Rojas, Otani, Yama, and Will Smith. Speaking
Will
of Will Smith, another non-Will Smith, Will
Nice
Smith,
one.
produced a show called Slow Horses.
that's true. What a segue. Is it season 5?
Season
five.
Season, yeah. A Roddy Ho centered season.
A nice, refreshing Roddy Ho centered season.
Yeah. What do you? Well, what happened this time around? Roddy has a girlfriend. Everyone's kind of like shocked and in disbelief, and apparently Roddy is at the center of a conspiracy. Yeah, where the girlfriend and her
What do you call it?
cohorts-
Sugar baiting?
Honey trap.
Honey
Honey
trapping.
trap.
Honey trapping.
Yeah. So so Jackson and gang have to come to the rescue. What do you guys think of this season 5?
We've all seen it, na?
I've seen everything except the last episode.
Finished
So,
it.
Okay, so I don't want to super spoil naman, but I've mentioned kasi online in the group na I can't really say for sure if it's like the best season because last season was really good, diba? And I think next season the way it's set up is going to be really good also. But this one is the funniest season they've ever done. And because of that, becomes my favorite season. It was so nice to see like Roddy get nga the spotlight. Not just like scenes that really center and feature him, but giving him like one-on-ones with like Kristen Scott Thomas. It's and the rest of MI5. It's just so hilarious seeing them parang tackle the presence that is Roddy Ho. And it reminds me of remember the reason given for it was like built up as everyone has a reason for being sent to Slough House. And then parang they made sort of a mystery of why Roddy is there. And then the finale of season 1 is just like no other department would fucking accept him because everyone hates his personality. And I laughed out loud more with this season of Slow Horses than full on comedies. Like I laughed more than Hacks or Only Murders. It's like anytime, especially that Jackson just digs into River. It's just always so funny. Even that scene where it's like, who's got a beef with a penguin? And then there's this long pause, and then you're like telling the TV, don't say it. And then he's just like, Batman.
No, and yeah, but galing ng how it kind of like it's absurd and it's funny and it kind of like seeps into the rest of the character. You know, say River, you're not telling me something actually. Like usually you're not this quiet. Like that's maturity. I'm maturing. Because of the mishap that happened. Which is also like, what the fuck is this? This never happens in this show.
Parang slapstick comedy, diba? To be killed by a paint can.
Yeah.
But also, it pays off these things. Like, I don't know if you guys remember what I said about last season, despite it being great. And that's something I love to be able to say about any show is that it keeps getting better as you're going along. My complaint about last year was that Jackson and River aren't together except the very end of episode 6.
Yeah.
So this season, the other reason I love it so much is it's the most time they all spend together, right? Whether it's in that swanky nightclub that they look so out of place, or they're being, or they're in lockdown in their office and then they have to humiliate the other MI5 agents.
That was funny when they were invaded by the MI5.
Yung
So
kwent-
good.
Let me
Diba?
tell you about that time.
Which, yeah. Ang galing. I mean,
Yung
they-
usual suspect style, ano.
Oo. And then they actually weaponized the fart into a plot point. I mean, ang galing eh.
Yeah,
So,
super-
yeah, absolutely so satisfying. Such an entertaining season.
Tapos naging favorite ko na rin si Flight.
Who's Flight
Which one's
again?
Flight?
Kasi Flight yung, they kind of made her the pretty
yeah.
replacement of Spider last season.
Uh,
And then now they kind of like dirtied her up. No, they kind of like made her less glammy, but
Yeah.
kind of yung
Pero-
kausap niya si First Desk. Tapos, that's a good girl.
Yung mga So, speaking of, okay, genuinely, the MVP for me has been First Desk. Like, si James Callis is so good. Like,
yeah.
it's a real talent to be like that repulsive, and yet may charm, may charisma pa rin eh. You wanna see it. You so want him to get that comeuppance, di ba?
Mm.
So I was like, sana hindi siya matanggal sa show kasi ang galing niyang smarmy, jerk,
Smarmy is the right word.
smug, and privileged. Like, even the whole part na, you kind of know already na he's being honey trapped, and he's like, no, I know her. Mga ganun. So,
Or ano,
it's-
yung tinethreaten niya yung candidate.
yeah, that's a great scene for him,
Yeah,
no? But it's so funny.
Galing. It's this like particular. Sayang lang who's the one? She was in the very first episode, right?
Yeah,
And she was
Luisa.
kind of like- yeah, and then
Yeah, she kind of leaves yan. Oo.
did the actress leave or did the?
I have no
Yeah, but they
idea.
didn't announce a cast change, right? That's why I was kind of gulat na. biglang-
Change? Like a change in the acting? Or
No, like the regulars from seasons 1 to 3.
I can't tell kasi since I don't read the books, I don't know if it actually happens or it's something to do with the actress availability.
Yeah,
Like we
like
don't
Olivia
even know
Cook's character, no?
Exactly that one. Apparently, did we just completely forget about her? Na
She was
just
asked
in a
about that, I
hospital
don't know,
somewhere.
recently or last year. And then she was like, I have no idea.
Yeah,
But I'm so happy with like the tall psychopath becoming more and more.
Oh my gosh, I love him. He's my
He's so
favorite
good.
character.
Like, I remember him from Preacher. He's one of the angels that goes after Jesse Custer. So I was like, galing eh. Like, even that first episode na the push knife, once that's introduced, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna come back.
I'm happy for his extended character this
Yeah.
season. And River pa, parang he's the foil of River. Parang it's such a
Yeah,
great pair.
calling out the shit.
I
no?
mean, yeah, I mean, the paint can bit was just such a good two-hander. It's like, what did you do? What did I do? I just went down.
So, yeah.
Nice. Good.
All right, great.
Nice one, Apple.
And approved until season 6 is done.
Season 6 has had a trailer already, right?
Yeah, their usual thing, which is great. But they have a season 7 is already greenlit, so that's also good.
Sana
Best
Olivia Pope will
investment
be
so
back.
far.
We figure out what happened to her.
Oh,
Pagtapos na yun, no?
yeah.
Yung
Wow, it's a
hot
good
D.
time. It's a good time for Apple shows. We also
I
have
knew it.
the premiere of Pluribus, the new show from Vince Gilligan, of course, known for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I can't believe, like, he did this so quickly. I thought he would have, like, done a 5-year hiatus or something. Na parang just enjoy my money and my life. But no, he has another great show, which is basically about an author of is it fairy smut or medieval smut,
I think it's fantasy smut.
who finds herself in the middle of an alien invasion that's not really an invasion. Basically, a genetic code turns everyone into a hive mind, and it transforms the world's population into a peaceful and content singular brain, except for 13 people, including Caroline, Ray's character. What did you guys think?
I haven't seen it, but is it a sci-fi?
Yes,
Would
it
you?
is very much so. It's kind of a return for Gilligan to his X-Files roots.
Okay.
So it's a kind of apocalypse where it's because it's not so much about the ending in terms of like existential life at risk, etc., but just like everything you know about what defines humanity is at risk or will at risk of changing, and parang how do you adapt to that or react to that. So it's much more heady instead of like being an action thing. It's more philosophical and more existential. So, and a great showcase as it was designed to be for Rhea Seahorn. And yeah, I think they have season
Two
two's
na?
approved na. And
Wow.
then I think, but I don't, but he said it might be 3 or 4 seasons. He's not sure yet. But
Galing.
yeah, it's
Because
the
yeah, sorry. I've only seen one ep, but parang while watching one ep, I was like, how are they gonna sustain this? Did they do a good job with the follow-up?
yeah, yeah.
Talaga, that's
And I love kasi na it's got this great budget where he can just do artsy shots, but with like gigantic props and actual location shooting. And um if you've been a fan of Better Call Saul, but they just got more and more confident with going as slow as they can. So it's like every episode opens with like this short silent film that you don't know what the hell's going on until it makes sense later on in the episode. And like, galing eh. And then they're just very self-assured, and it's an intriguing, interesting thing. I said in the group na it's so refreshing to have a show where I genuinely have no idea week to week where this will go. So yeah, I mean, of course, Ray is great, and the supporting players are great. So I'm very curious to see where it leads.
Yeah, no, parang ano kasi she's super great in Better Call Saul, but I was always wondering, is she really deadpan or is she limiting her? Because she's a bit, right? Like, but here talagang the gamut of emotions. She kind of goes through, and it's great because she's such a film fan. I mean, she did direct an excellent episode of Better Call Saul also, so you kind of know na parang very loaded yung choices niya as an actor. And I love that it's really, she gets sole credit, diba, more or less. It's like Rhea Seahorn, Pluribus, and then it's just the general credit. So I love that it's kind of like the show would not have been green lit if it were pretty much any other writer, except maybe 3 or 4 writers in Hollywood. And it went to the best one of them all. So excited. But highly recommended. You should check it out, Mel. I think
Yeah, I wanted to commit to it now, but
Someone was like saying, "Oh, it's like is it the next thing for Apple?" And I'm like, "Hindi." You know what I mean? Like, even if I think Severance is like maybe their biggest hit, I don't know. I don't necessarily think Apple numbers would like measure up to some of the other streamers' hits, diba? But Pluribus, it's also like, again, like Saul, very slow, and absolutely does not spoon feed, diba? I mean, Seahorn herself has described the show as, instead of like what you know, oh yeah, I mean, unspoken, but sort of what Netflix was saying about, we're making lean back TV that you can watch while you're ironing clothes or whatever. Parang Seahorn described Pluribus as it's actually lean forward TV, like Saul na yun yan. Parang you need to be paying attention. Like, we're not gonna say whatever's happening is not going to be clearly spelled out for you. So it's really intriguing in that sense. And yun nga, you do have to like sort of invest your time and really like observe what's going on, but it pays dividends. So I'm very curious. I'm excited for it. It's such a high concept also, and I'm like, so risky, but that's the kind of high wire act where you're like, okay, if it's a master like Gilligan, diba? Yeah, I'm on board.
Yeah. Yay, Apple. Next show, another Apple series.
apples on a roll. How you like them apples?
Apple in a roll.
We got Mr. Scorsese
Directed
yeah.
by DDL's wife.
Like DDS, Rebecca Mel.
DDL. Daniel Day Duterte.
Um,
So
I did
yeah,
not know that she was
Daniel
the
Day-Lewis's wife and
mother
daughter
of.
of Arthur Miller, the
Oh
playwright,
wow, damn,
Rebecca Miller. So
galing.
yeah,
Yeah, basically just a review and a director documentary about the life and times and work of Martin Scorsese, one of our favorite
Goat.
directors on the
Goat.
pod. Yeah, it was. You mentioned before we recorded, you mentioned Goodfellas, right? I think it was showing in
Gateway.
Gateway, yeah. But I actually did get to see it also in LA, and it's the first time I'd seen it in a theater. And I was and yeah, on the flight home, that's when I watched Mr. Scorsese, and it's such a great, such a great experience, like rewatching the stuff and kind of seeing the show. Though you both finished it, no? What are
Yes.
your thoughts?
It made me sad. Because
Kasi
obviously this is like a retrospective na. And I think he's preparing his legacy already. And I wish we could have more time with the great Marty Scorsese.
Yeah.
It reminded me of, di ba Del Toro said na if I could give up years of my life to prolong his, I would do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You kind of feel that, di ba, parang that reverence for him.
Yeah.
I loved this so much. It's like maybe my favorite docuseries of the year. I went through I think it took me like 2 nights to go through all of it. But it's exactly what you want in this kind of thing, where Miller does such a good job of mapping the career moments to the psychology
Themes,
and what he was going through at the time. And it's so rewarding that it makes you, and again, like the best of these kinds of things, makes you want to go back and revisit, especially things that, like King of Comedy, I didn't much like when it first came out, but now I'm really curious to see it. And then it also feels good to feel validated with things like Shutter Island but
Cape
also like
Fear. I loved Cape Fear.
Cape Fear, and then what's the ambulance one? Is it
Bring Out the
Bringing
Dead.
Out the Dead? But yeah, I mean, but there are also, like, as fans of Scorsese, like some of the best parts also are some things that I didn't know. Like there's the anecdote about how they went to St. Bart's to write Raging Bull. That's kind of a famous thing, right? Like, pero it's always that that contained piece of information lang that, nagbakasyon sila, to write Raging Bull. Pero what happened before it was so important pala. Like, he died. He actually died of a coke. Yeah. And parang De Niro taking him to St. Bart's was kind of an intervention. Na parang he was depressed and he was like, he had lost the passion and love, and Raging Bull was really De Niro's baby, and he was like, tara, let's go, bakasyon tayo, tayong dalawa lang. And that was parang him bringing him back to life. So, di ba parang iyakers talaga, like the friends na, no man, you gotta live, you gotta find the joy. And then Scorsese he tells that story na, I did it because of Bob, but it didn't click until the scene where he's in jail, what this actually meant for me in my life. So it's like, galing, again, so cathartic to see like, or to see him confess like, suddenly it clicks for me and suddenly I'm very personally engaged. So, so it's so good, diba? Like works you love, examined with care, and then it just makes it feel like not parang napaka-transcendent. Woo! Pero ng film, in terms of like it saved not just the fans' lives, but it saved his life, and also how it's the lens of his religion is there, very present. And even like, sorry, I'm just going on and on, but also there's this one part we've all seen it on the first episode, diba, where the other thing is everyone loves Scorsese, so everyone makes themselves available for the talking head interview. And then you're watching episode 1, it's like, okay, then, and okay. And then parang may sort of slow ramp up towards the end. Diba? Like parang, yeah, you know, my wife's in this play and she's in this guy. She's like, she's really good. You should talk to him. And then it just,
Yeah,
and then it just cuts to De Niro's face the first time it's appeared the whole time. And then cut to black and they're like, yeah, boy.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you were going to do.
No, but I liked it when they did that to the LDC period also.
Yeah, so
Biglang cut
that's
to black. Like, what?
parang
It's my
after that amazing De Niro, that delivery of that sequence during the credits, though, that's the first thing that popped in your head. Kutomo, they're gonna do this also for
With
DiCaprio.
Leo.
Yeah, I
So
love that they
touching.
gave equal airtime to the muses. Like there's
Yeah,
De
yeah.
Niro, and then there's
Kailangan.
DDL, and then there's LDC. Parang his
And
his
the
muses.
friends.
And
the
the
childhood friends. Like,
Oo.
parang si Johnny
The-
Gaga ba yan? Yung nilabas pa talaga. Yeah, this is Johnny
My brother.
Gaga.
Yeah.
It's like,
The guy
I
from
haven't
Mean
seen this
Streets.
and I love it. Makes me love De Niro more because it parang wow, this guy is a real artist. Because yeah, of course we all know Scorsese is but you know, you're a son of an artist. Like he took the work so seriously. When they were opposites, one was like the vivacious talker, and then one was just in the corner watching him. And then you think it's the other way around, but yun pala si De Niro yung kind of like gauging him, diba? Like and kind of measuring him, and then when they finally talk, it's like, oh, we know these exact same people.
Yeah.
And
We know
and
each
then
other.
De Niro's with the childhood friends, bigla. Yeah. We were standing there. What do you mean standing? You know, we were just we just stood
Hanging
there.
out. That's where we stood.
Why did Pesci decline to be interviewed?
Medyo recluse naman siya talaga eh. Diba? Parang, I mean, and it took so much to get him out even for Irishman. Eh.
Yeah.
So, I think he's kind of,
But it's so great. Even when I'm watching Spielberg, just like parang gush over him.
And De Palma confessing na parang competitive siya. Ganda na eh.
Oh,
It
and then
actually-
he gave up Taxi Driver. No? Like, thinking of all of these director docs, there was Spielberg, medyo fluff piece talaga.
Oh, but I
Nice
loved the
also.
Spielberg doc
Yeah.
though. I
But the
loved it.
Spielberg doc, it was just that one film, diba? It was playing recently on HBO.
It was on no, it's on HBO. The documentary
On
itself.
Max. Mm-mm.
Yeah, but I mean, it was like playing on cable. Eh. I came across it while I was eating lunch. And then there is this scene about Munich. And it was a bit prescient about what's going on now in the Middle East, diba? So I was like, man, sana Spielberg was a docu-series din, diba? Parang we could go into so much more, especially post-Fable ones.
Yung De Palma, it's kind of just De Palma, right? Just
Yeah,
talking.
he's the only head talking in that movie.
Yeah. Same with the Lynch one, like, but so it was so nice.
Is there a
parang-
Coppola na? Wala pa.
Well, there's a book that's out recently, diba? Si Eleanor, about parang her life being sort of behind the scenes with that family of filmmakers. The one I'd love to see also is Carpenter. That would be, I think, a very interesting habang buhay pa siya, diba? I mean,
So, galing. I
Great.
I only saw until episode 2 because then I was like, damn it, I need to watch. I'm gonna watch After Hours before I watch the next episode.
Ako, it was Casino. Parang, I really
actually,
want to rewatch Casino.
New York ako actually.
Because there was an article that came out recently that Casino is a better movie than Goodfellas, and I don't know if I agree, but I want to rewatch.
I mean, I think for a certain generation, and the docu makes a little bit of the case then na it parang led up to or built up to that.
We do have a Scorsese. We have a Scorsese ranking. I think.
Yeah.
Yes, we did. We
Yes,
did.
we did. For Killers of the Flower Moon. So please
Yeah.
listen to that.
I remember
Also.
my top 5 was it
We
Age
all
of
had kind of
Innocence?
I know the Goodfellas, Casino, like more Taxi Driver. I think that's in all of our top 5. Parang we
Ako
only
yung
like
ibang top 5 because I put in Age of Innocence in my top 5.
yeah.
And Wolf of Wall Street for me.
Wolf of Wall Street was in I think also. So we like the mode pala na parang medyo the same-ish yung gusto natin na style niya. Yeah. All right. That is on Apple Plus. let's go now to the movies. Well, we can go streaming. We can go streaming with Netflix's Frankenstein. I have not seen it. What do you guys think?
It's a perfectly good movie.
Okay. Sakto. Saks.
Sakto lang. It could have been greater.
The perfect 3 stars? Ganun ba
The
yun?
perfect 3.5. The perfect 3.5 out of 5 for me. I know a lot of people love it. It's all over my socials right now. But when I was watching it, I just couldn't. I don't know because if I'm biased because amongst the gothic horror novels, I'm really such a Dracula girl and I could never really connect to the Frankenstein novel. And this movie just hammered that in. Yet again, I'm just not invested in this story at all. But I feel like Jacob Elordi played a really, really good creature. And Oscar Isaac was a very effective Dr. Frankenstein. And GDT did his best, but I feel like I was just watching Shape of Water, which I was not a fan of. And parang meron na siyang patterns for me na parang, okay, I'm parang the GDT sheen is wearing off on me, but maybe it's just me.
I think Dodo Dio said it's like he's in his Tim Burton face.
Yeah, and that he has beats and he has looks, and you're watching a GDT film where it's like a fairy tale, a gothic fairy tale already. It's all
Yeah.
fluff.
Yeah, same with you, Ramon.
Sa akin is, I feel like he's in this, I don't know how quite to describe this phase now with like Shape and Nightmare Alley and Pinocchio, but there's a certain baroqueness
Yes.
where sometimes I feel like the visual detail and the splendor is overpowering or not allowing the emotional substance to fully land, I guess. Maybe there's also a certain disadvantage to doing a story that's so well known. And there are changes to the book that I disagree with. Especially, it also made me think of the 1994 Frankenstein, which starred
Mas maganda
Bobby
ba
D.
yun? Oo.
I
Robert De
actually
Niro, diba?
prefer
So
that one because it's more kinetic.
it's I remember the brutality, but of course I was a teenager, so
Yeah, but remember Frankenstein, the novel, is a very violent novel.
yeah. No, I mean, like, yun nga, it may have been closer pa, diba?
Yeah.
I mean,
For me, it was a
adaptation-wise.
lot closer to the book.
But
So mas
but
gusto niyo yung Brana Frankenstein.
I liked it because
it's
it was
closer to the
more
book. Yeah.
passionate, like super violent and passionate and dark.
Yeah, parang there's
Helena
a
was
certain
also there.
energy.
Helena
yeah.
Bonham Carter. Yeah.
She's done.
Nalala ko yung may electricity.
Parang
This is
kasi
a
yung
secret.
Frankenstein na GDT is parang siyang talagang fairy tale. Once
And
upon
it's
a time.
it's
you know.
also like, see, GDT's love of monsters, but he wants all the monsters to be like these kind things na, man is the real villain. I agree naman that there's there's a place for that. But also sometimes the monsters are monsters and they do monstrous things even if they are not wholly responsible for their actions because they were created by, callous, unthinking creators who are humans. But I don't know. I feel like I feel like we could have spent more time with the creature instead of Victor. And I don't know. I guess there's a certain ornateness. Like there's so much work put in. There's so many visual references and music and the backdrops and the costume design. But unless you can really make that story of the creature land and how he's like an innocent but also like has this capability for this potential for extreme violence. Parang it's there, but it's also not as it's not as heart wrenching as I would like it to be, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Would you count Crimson Peak as part of that phase?
Medyo.
Ano,
Pero it's also less there's less sort of things to root for. I mean, Wasikowska is kind of, the innocent there. But yeah, like it's so pretty, but is it actually scary? Parang ganun.
Oh, parang miss ko na yung superhero and robots and kaiju face.
Well, I was talking with someone and then parang what we miss, I think it was Phil. So parang what we miss is talagang GDT with a budget. And then you really have to, he'll max
A
out
budget not
the value.
meaning limited funds where he has to be
where
resourceful.
he has to be really creative.
Yeah.
Yung mga Pan's Labyrinth,
Yes.
Devil's Backbone, Kronos.
Yeah.
The stuff
I
that really
agree.
made the film fans, sit up and pay attention. Like, who is this guy? So
Sayang,
yeah.
ako sayang because I thought it would be a return to horror GDT.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I realize I haven't even seen Pinocchio. Ganun na ako ka. parang
Pinocchio
okay,
actually is probably the best of this era.
of this
Yeah.
okay.
Kasi it was like really dark, which I preferred in terms of like he didn't gussy up the fable. It's genuinely like frightening. Like, oh, maybe not for kids pala to. Parang ganun.
And it's a long movie. It's like 2 and 40
2:20,
minutes,
yeah.
2 hours and 40.
Damn.
It's long, and parang you already know what happens in the Victor part, and then he frames the father-son narrative, right? The theme, and then the creature part is actually okay. I feel like Jacob Elordi was born to play this part because he's like 6'5". How tall is he? 6'7".
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 6'7".
I miss the monstrosity nga of the creature.
Oh man. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
parang there's also this thing about the Netflix movies recently. Na there's like a filter that makes them all look the same.
Yeah, like the next film we're going to talk about.
It's
Yeah,
there's a
which-
certain flatness, pero
It's
everything's
flat.
in focus.
Yeah.
wild, no? I was
It's
just thinking
flat.
about that while watching A House of Dynamite by
There we go.
auteur and Oscar winner Kathryn Bigelow. Na parang, why does
It's
it
so
feel like an
flat.
episode of 24? What the fuck is
Exactly.
going on?
And I was like, why
You know what?
why do I feel like I'm watching a TV show in
Oh.
the 90s or 2000s?
Alam mo yung impression ko when watching A House of Dynamite? Bakit to parang nasa window display ako ng Anson. Tapos all the HD TVs, but this is what they're playing, and it's like, here's the 4K, here's the motion smoothing, and it's like, yeah, but there's I don't know, where's the depth of field?
Okay, so House of Dynamite is basically kind of like a real-time, serious Doctor Strangelove
Fail safe.
slash fail-safe, yeah, where basically the U.S. The defense forces realize, oh, there's a nuclear warhead coming our way, and basically the chaos that ensues.
We only got 20 minutes to save the world.
Exactly. Even though 38 minutes yung mga chapter. First Bigelow movie since Detroit ba?
7 years.
Yeah, parang
Something like that.
Wow.
it feels so long. This is her comeback, but kind of like we were actually talking about this the last episode that this, I think you're like, oh, is this gonna be an Oscar contender? And yeah, I think you said people are already starting to call it out. Na parang mid.
That was the reception in Venice. Diba? Parang was very strong, but then more people started seeing it, and then I mean, along with Frankenstein and another movie we might get to, but I've been a bit disappointed, sadly, with the recent fare, especially from people I love, whose work I love. So I don't know, maybe the Oscar contenders or best of year list are really going to be filled with surprises. But yeah, I mean, so this is an adaptation of a book, and
Is
you
it?
know,
Okay.
yeah, so. And I don't know how faithful it is structurally. So, semi spoilers here, but basically, right, I didn't know that it was going to be like these perspectives. And, it's like CENTCOM and then the SecDef and then the POTUS. Diba? I didn't even know who POTUS was, which was a surprise because parang it
sounded
felt like
Trump.
yeah, it felt like they were setting it up na the president is the idiot we know. So so suddenly it's become, is this supposed to be like a Barack stand-in? Diba? And it's funny because Idris this year has played POTUS and the Prime Minister of the UK. And then, but everyone's acting is great. it, and Bigelow still has the great editing chops to make the tension be a vice grip. My problem really is the structure where it leaves you hanging for one and then shows the perspective of another group of characters for two, but then it leaves you hanging again. And then you're like, shit, are we gonna just be left constantly? It's just call it Blue Balls the movie, diba? And the thing
yes,
is,
indeed.
and
By the time you get to the end,
well, lo and behold, unsatisfactory. Pero
it's not even the satisfying, unsatisfying. You know
Yes,
what I mean? That's like
exactly.
where you're left with the feeling of like, this is
Yeah.
so begun.
There's no release.
yeah,
no release.
failsafe kind of has that, right? But and the open endings have worked in lots of European films and some occasionally Hollywood movies too. But the problem is, yun nga, parang you did it once. It's like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Here comes the third time, papucha na. And then so it's really like, no matter what you do, it's gonna be an unsatisfying experience for the audience, diba? Like, especially if you see it coming, na, like, and also if you're gonna do it again, that third sequence, the Sipotos, better have some really interesting new information that wasn't there in 1 and 2, which it kind of doesn't, naman, not enough to
Yeah.
justify.
Except
It feels like you're
Jared
just
Harris, ano.
well, yeah,
Like, parang,
that's in 2, diba? So parang at least parang Mad Men, and then
again,
again Lane, and then it's the thing where it's like but yeah, parang diminishing returns, diba? So parang sayang eh.
Yeah, parang but it's not like Go or Weapons even na parang it's so much clearer now. Gets ko yung ano. No, it's
I really thought it would be a return to form for Kathryn Bigelow. Because, she hasn't been working in a while, but...
I mean, it obviously comes from her wheelhouse, her interests.
Yeah.
And what she wants to say about the world, no? But
Yeah.
pero ano talaga no? I heard in a podcast, dun yung title drop. I heard once in a podcast that the world is like a house of dynamite. Like, what are you doing?
Baka tayo na yung next movie. Drop tayo ng mga cool terms.
Is it because she put it out in Netflix that there was probably no studio interference, right? That there was no studio quality check.
Yeah, I don't know if this was an acquisition, pero at the same time, kasi yun nga, I'm curious, is the structure of the book the same? Right? And I can even argue now why you can't really, or why it should be left as an open ending. Pero kung ganun, don't lead to the same ending 3 times, diba? It's just like, it doesn't
And then
leave
weird kasi Greta Lee going to the bunker and like, parang, what are you trying? Parang walang statement yung last shots anyway. It was like this awkward drone thing. I'm like, Parang, well, it's not even Euro. It's not even Euro bitin. No, it's just bitin.
Sayang. Super
Yeah.
sayang. These 2 Netflix movies are sayang.
Yeah, you know what has a
3.5.
really satisfying ending?
let's say,
I
Bugonia.
have
A
not
film
seen, so
by
please don't
Yorgos
spoil.
Lanthimos. No, but I will not spoil. But have you seen it, Ramon?
yes, and
okay.
no,
Bugonia, the 4th in a row.
Grabe. Hardest working man.
collaboration, yeah, between Emma Stone and Yorgos Lanthimos. This time around, also bringing someone I think will probably be the new mainstay in his oeuvre, Jesse Plemons. It's a remake of the 2002-2003 Korean movie, Save the Green
Save
Planet.
the Green Planet.
Yeah, basically it's about 2 incel guys who have this conspiracy theory that the aliens are among us. And one of them is Jesse Plemons, and of course he kind of like figures that this billionaire CEO is actually an alien based on certain rubrics that he has. So they kidnap her, they torture her into admitting this, maybe and maybe not. And the movie is actually mostly that. I have not seen Save the Green Planet. Have you, Ramon?
Yeah.
Is it
But this is
better,
back.
similar?
Oh, and it's so much more goofy. Parang comedy, I guess.
This one is goofier or
No, no,
same
no.
is-
This one is much darker, grittier, more intense. Which is why I appreciate talaga, if you're gonna remake something, don't just do it beat for beat and vibe for vibe, diba? Parang do something new with the material. There was something that I didn't know walking in, which is this was shot pala on VistaVision
Oh.
using some of the lenses of one battle. But the thing
Oh.
is most of it takes place in a basement. So I'm like, why? But I mean, it looks good. He does use those wide lenses that kind of make things a little sort of almost nauseous in terms of like the perspective. But Emma's great as expected, but I think the surprise is maybe Plemons, I guess, if in terms of like if all you know is his more famous fare, but he's so good in this, and he's also lost a lot of weight. It's like jarring.
Oh.
Yeah, there's only how many characters do I besides the cohort? There's Stavros as the cop, and then
Alicia Silverstone, who I did not
yeah,
recognize as the
Alicia
mom
Silverstone
in
in
flashbacks.
flashbacks. But yeah,
It feels like a small movie talaga, no? Most of it.
yeah,
like
but
very, very
very
contained.
well done. And but it's also kind of the kind of intensity, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be. I don't know how much rewatch value it's got for me, but it's very good. Like as you're watching it, too. Parang everyone kasi is at the top of their game in terms of like you've got Yorgos and he's got two great actors doing back and forth, which are great, and then. There is also a good sort of underlying commentary on capitalism and economy and
rabbit holes, internet
yeah,
rabbit,
rabbit holes, QAnon, those
Yeah.
conspiracy theories and echo chambers and such. So yeah, it's very entertaining and at the same time intense. Could be darkly funny at times.
And
I
it's more than 2 hours, but you don't feel it, no? Like,
Yeah, I did like
Yeah.
this more than Kinds of Kindness.
I was gonna
think.
ask that if you
Yeah.
guys
There's
like
more.
this one.
I mean, I guess kasi also there's by not being an anthology, it's much more coherent also. And
I like it
and
more
yeah,
than Poor Things.
yeah, I think I
so,
like this more than Poor
yeah.
Things also.
What? Really? I
Well,
like
Poor
this one a
Things
lot.
is horny Frankenstein, diba? So
So
maybe that's
yeah, no, and Gilligan, it's Jesse Plemons. Wow,
So
this guy
good.
deserves a nomination for this. Parang you really believe that he's an incel who is going down the rabbit hole and is completely paranoid. B, a victim of modern capitalism and the the industrial structures
The big pharma.
yeah, diba? And then C, like a genius who is onto some big secret. So
Yeah.
parang he plays and you believe it all. You believe
Yeah.
that all three things
May mga
are possible with him. Galing.
There are moments where you're on his side and then not, and then you're back there, and it's like galing. But the other thing is, Mel should prepare herself for like the de-aging tech na ginamit sa kanya for the flashbacks, because it's like he's really a child. Like, what's happening?
Does he
Yeah,
look
and
like
then-
Matt Damon? More like Matt Damon.
No, but
Back to Breaking
I'll
Bad
leave.
Todd days.
Meth Damon.
Meth Damon na siya. Hindi na siya Fat Damon. And then si Emma Stone, like for such a, well, she plays a, capitalist bitch in this one. But there's that scene, it happens early on, so hindi naman sa spoilers, where she pretends to confess na alien siya. Diba, and records na, I am an alien. And then the way she looks at him like, it's so endearing. It's so fucking funny. It's really it's the best performed movie of the year, maybe, I think.
Best
And that's-
performed,
Yeah, it's really two people
it's up
talking.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Si
Like to the
Cohort,
point na I was thinking I would watch this even as a stage play. Diba? It's like that kind of like, oh, this must be such a gift for like an actor.
Yeah. Woo! Yorgos.
Yeah.
And then finally we have Running Man.
Running Man.
Edgar Wright.
Edgar Wright's Running Man with
What
Glenn
was what
Powell.
was what was the last Edgar Wright film? Was it
Last Night in Soho.
right? Right.
And then maybe
Disgusting.
Pandemic
before that.
era.
Yeah. We have not seen it. You haven't seen it, right, Mel? So yeah, Ramon. What are your
So
thoughts?
I saw it. Well, it's out in theaters now, and again, Stephen King adaptation, closer to the book than the '87 Schwarzenegger movie.
Schwarzenegger.
But unfortunately, part of the string of like sort of disappointing fare from people that I am a fan of. If you had not told me this was Edgar Wright, I maybe would not have noticed. I think that's sort of intentional on his part, trying to sort of not to smoothen the edges, but to be more palatable or for the studios as like, a kind of tentpole creator. And there are some very fun sequences, as you would expect from Wright. Lots of fun camera angles and moves, fun action sequences, good stunts, practical fights. I think the problem is just there's sort of a pacing issue, and there's also just in general the script issue. There's tonal whiplash, which can work, but doesn't always land here. And I think the last act, especially the climax, is kind of unsatisfying, or could have used more dynamism. He does a thing at the end which is sort of similar to a problem I had with World's End, and so there's that aspect of like, oh sayang, parang it could have been like 2 more drafts or something like that. And there's also something that I feel like, yeah, there's, I don't know, sayang lang. There's like aspects that are more interesting pa. Like I wish we could have seen more of Katie O'Brien, who's one of the other contestants. But everyone is fun naman. Like, si Coleman Domingo is the host. Powell is good. He plays a really good angry guy, and he's got like, yung star power really sort of shines here. But yun lang. I guess I just wish there was more there, I guess.
Is it? It's supposedly more faithful to the Bachman, the Richard Bachman.
It's really closer to the book
Yeah.
as opposed to the '87.
Did Stephen King use a pseudonym and not put Stephen King?
There were some books, kasi this one, he wrote it in the '70s, but he couldn't get it published even as Stephen King. So that's why he just made his pseudonym na lang, and it got published under that name in the '80s.
And I think it's stuff na you wouldn't but the work is something you wouldn't expect or buy a Stephen King book for. This one is more science fiction. Actually, this is the second Richard Bachman film this year, diba? The Long Walk is the other
So
one.
that's also not under Stephen King.
Yeah.
As in, when King wrote The Long Walk, he was 19.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. So
I want to hear
I
more
don't
about
know,
Glenn Powell. How good is he?
Hubad siya, if that's your, if that's all you need to hear.
Is
He's
he really
hanging
going
from
to
the
be
ledge but naked.
a superstar after this? No.
I don't know, but I think he's got definitely sort of the charisma of like, it's more of an everyman sort of look, diba? Sort of your Matt Damon, slightly more sculpted. But he can also pass, or sort of, Bruce Willis-ish na,
Yeah.
hindi, but also sort of Midwest, down home, grounded, Texan boy, diba? Like all American type,
Yeah.
But yung advantage ni Powell, he's not super pretty like yung mga there's some actors who really wanted to be like the actor of their generation, but yung mga Paul Walker's types na good looking but just a little too pretty to be accepted by like mainstream America in terms of like, oh, this is our star, diba? And then sometimes they're like Australians pa, like yung mga Ridley, your mga Mel Gibson, your what's his name, si Gladiator, si Maximus,
Russell Crowe.
si Russell Crowe. I almost said Ridley Scott, but
Yeah, the trailer feels like it's a Marvel film without superheroes. Yung parang quippy and like a little quippy and self-aware, and you know that writing style that's also in The Force Awakens. Is it like that?
Yeah, very Abrams.
So oh well. So but worth a watch.
It's fun in terms of the action, but it's definitely not, if you're expecting like Furiosa or I don't know what else, but it's all right. But it's not like what I wanted it to be, which is like a best of the year, like or parang Edgar Wright finally being given the resources to unleash the action epic that we've always known was sort of inside.
So it's a perfectly fine 3.5.
It's a perfectly fine 3.5.
Okay. All right. I think, well, before we go, I just want to talk about K-Zone, which is still in theaters. It's,
K-Zone. Akala ko,
K-Zone.
akala ko,
Casey.
K-Zone, like the magazine?
It's Gerald's third film based on the life of Manuel Quezon. The life and times.
Did somebody say Quezon?
What is that? That's a 50 peso. Akala ko 50 peso coin. Ganun na ba yung ano? You can't lose in Quezon. I asked you for a bag. I asked you for a pin. Never gave me. Okay, really? See, I'm gonna. But it's basically the third of the Bayani verse. No, yeah, grab a seat. And it's very different from the first two films in the sense that walang war scenes. It's a lot of politicking, which is also great because basically, it feels like something like Lincoln, for example, or one of, which we don't get a lot of in the Philippines. And we have next to me, Mrs. Quezon, Miss Aurora Quezon.
That's Doña Aurora
Doña
Quezon to you.
How was it? What did you think of the film, Kay? I saw your
It was
letterbox
okay.
review.
My letterbox review, 5.
How did you hear? How were you of this project? What
How do we do this?
I'll pan to you there. Yeah, and then I'll pan back to myself. How did you
I auditioned.
how did you get involved in this project?
Well, if you want to hear like how I willed it to be, I had done a lot of period. Sorry, hello, magandang hapon, magandang araw sa inyo, Ramon at Mel.
Hello.
Salamat sa pagpapaunlak sa inyong programa. No, I was doing a lot of period pieces for plays, and I thought, why don't they cast me in roles on TV and in movies? And the call came. So that's the next other universe version of it. But I had done an audition with Gerald a long time ago, and I didn't get the part. So I guess
Also
I
for a
auditioned for
period
this. I can't remember what role it was exactly, but I did. Wag na natin kasi minsan parang why do you have to say pa that you auditioned for this specific part? Basta I auditioned for one of his films.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the Bayani-verse films.
Okay. Got it.
Bliss.
Bayani-verse film.
Hindi ba kasama?
And then she got this one. She
Yeah.
also.
But I did fully support Bliss. Nagpagawa pa ako ng mga hand sanitizer ba yun?
And your role is Doña Aurora. How important is she in the life of?
I see her as a truth teller. So he's very different. He's very big everywhere else. But there are moments, I think, it shows what makes him very human. Because he was a family man. And he was a husband and a lover to many. Or to some.
Oh nga.
Yeah.
Galing mo
But
sa scene na yan, that scene where.
Salamat.
Where Suprado comes in.
But that was my favorite setting of all the ones that I was in. Well, that and the Laguna one where we're in a top-down. Kasi it really felt like you took a trip back in time. Kasi in Tayabas, Quezon, ano talaga siya, it's a old building and I feel like they did a great job dressing it up. Monica and her team did a great job. And she will also be on Case Drama talking about that. But also the people of Tayabas, they're fully like into filmmaking and making sure that people know about their place. Kaya sila yung mga talent din doon. And they were so into it, So during breaks, I would go to them and say, iboto niyo si Quezon, just as a joke. And they would say, Aguinaldo kami. So they're like in character even during breaks.
Parang Ren Fair.
Which is kind of like what my event for Quezon was like at the Metropolitan Theater. I think people also want to experience what life was like back then. Kahit konti lang.
But did they know that na disparage si Quezon sa movie?
Ano ba yung disparage?
What is Quezon province, by the way, before Quezon came in?
It was Tayabas. I think, well, if my own interpretation of it is, it talks about the game. And I think there's a lot visually that shows that politics is kind of like a game. And he played that game well. So, and for me, my own interpretation and why I am proud to be in the film is that it shows you that we are now part of that game. So if you take offense in that, if that is your reading of it, then that would be problematic, diba? But if you saw it as he started the game, played the game, and kasi the game didn't exist because we didn't have our independence back then.
Yeah.
Diba? That's also part of spoiler. We have independence now.
Yeah.
And then, syempre, the reflections after na, how do we change the game?
No, I mean, it feels very eerily prescient, eerily modern, because yun nga, parang there was a bunch of, si Oliver Wood, Oliver Wood's the one in Harry Potter.
Ian Glenn.
Si Governor General
General
Leonard.
Wood.
Leonard Wood.
Na pati yung,
Played
pag
by-
nagsusulat siya, may acting yung kamay.
Played by Jorah Mormont. What's his name? What's Jorah Mormont?
Ian Glenn.
Ian.
Okay,
Ian.
So, Ian. Ian. No, but he says like, a lot of these politicians they treat diplomatic trips like they were family vacations. They just bring their families and they just yeah.
Parang
And I'm
1
like,
million
wow.
nga yung isang bill na parang they mention it yata. I don't know if it was in the movie, but it was in the script eh.
Yeah. So I mean, it's like, oh wow, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So I guess I mean,
And this was written long time ago na. I mean, not naman like, di
Yeah.
ba, yung movie, it wasn't to
Yeah.
reference today's ongoings, but tama, nagkataon din.
So I think siya like it is. I mean, and when I say disparage, I'm not criticizing it in that. In fact, I think it's brave and I think it's good. Na parang yung thesis statement is ito yung first trapo, di ba? Parang, and this is something that has always been there, and it's something that we need to consciously kind of like grow out of. And I think that's
Rewrite.
actually the message of the whole trilogy, right? Na parang
Defining a hero.
we were never really mature enough. Like Luna was kind of like a narcissistic power, glory hungry soldier. Goyo was a boy who felt that he was mature enough to handle this, and of course Quezon is he plays a game. Politics is a game for him. So I actually find value in that. I think to balance it out, it's a great double bill with Quezon's game because marami namang ginawang okay din si Quezon.
Yeah.
So you can
it's
kinda
on
see
YouTube now.
Yep.
Quezon's game. Nice. Yeah. Were you there when the grandson?
Ah, I think that's a Rockwell screening.
The day before kasi was our screening at the Metropolitan Theater, so I was very tired. We had a beautiful screening. It was for charity to honor Aurora. Lang.
So a lot of people say na plant yan ng TBA. Hindi. because
Hindi
after
na nga sumagot. Diba parang ang dali naman makita if planted ba yun or hindi.
I actually haven't. Have you guys seen that moment? in
I've
Rockwell?
seen clips. I mean, it's viral. I don't think it's he's planted at all.
Yeah, I think people can tell that. I mean, it's also a good thing to ask people, like, why do you question things? Like, I guess it's also good that they're questioning it, but it has to be that you have to be critical about these things, diba? Like, know what is the truth and what is not.
Yeah. And
See, I was at an event where screenwriters Gerald and Roddy were talking about how they were sort of expecting this criticism or backlash, but they wanted to stress, they went through 60 something books. There's nothing though that they wrote in terms of like an event that happened that wasn't backed up by some kind of primary resource. So syempre, some of the dialogue that's more dramatized, etc. But
Correct.
they had their research down talaga. But my favorite part about this viral thing is nagalit yung tech company.
I know, that's the one thing I did share.
Yung technician?
Because he dropped
Parang he dropped the mic
phone.
and it was an
did
expensive
the mic
microphone. Yeah, trying
Yeah.
to make up,
He
I don't
just
know, a
dropped his
moment.
hand.
But yeah, parang sabi, that's expensive equipment. Parang it
Like-
kind of called out the privilege of the guy. Parang ganun eh. Like, you don't think you
a
can
mic
just
could
throw
cost
away.
up to 100,000. Depending on, diba? Especially if it's a wireless one.
Yeah.
But
they're
depending
So this is
on-
a surprise.
Yeah.
I guess
Wanted
they
to make a
couldn't call it
statement.
out. Yeah, I guess they couldn't call it out when Americans would do it, and it became a thing 1 year, diba? Mic drop. It was a
Well, kasi may context, diba? If it's a rapper, bragging about wealth, pag kung mag-mic drop siya, we understand. Pero when you're parang trying to castigate filmmakers, tapos, diba, independent project pa yan, syempre, it's not going to have the same optics. Pero may question ako actually for Kay. As Donya,
1925.
as
Miss
Donya Aurora,
Yes.
what's your reaction to the clamor for the Kismenia based on the
yeah.
smoldering chemistry of Romnick?
I do have photos. I was thinking about that this morning because I do have photos from rehearsals. We did all rehearse together. So we had our tango and they had their dance. And I do have photos of us back then. Romnick's, of course, I've talked about Echo so many times. So I would love to talk about Romnick too. Romnick kasi every time we speak, he is so intelligent. He's a professor, no? He has so much to say about so many things, and he's so charismatic. He's also from that's entertainment style
Firstly,
of being an artista. So, I did enter showbiz with Kuya Germ, so I get that, and I love that. If there's traditional politician, there's traditional artista as well, no? I mean, hindi naman dumaan sa Sampaguita Pictures, pero yung ibang-iba.
Old school,
So I love talking to
Tratista.
him and Kuya Chris. We would always talk about like how things were back then, and I didn't understand that he had a very famous love team with Cheryl Cruz.
Ano ka ba? That's my...
I'm so
That's-
sorry,
oh.
but
the love team of my
That's
life.
the
I had dinner with Cheryl Cruz just to talk about her love.
love team. Yeah, so yeah, when you talk to Romnick Sarmenta, he talks like with a very soft voice. And then, oh my gosh, he knew that I loved pens. So all the more, I was just like, who is this man who knows that I love fountain pens? And then he proceeds to show me his his fountain pen. Sounds bastos are wrong, but he shows. So we're in that scene that one where the other woman is, and he shows me his period correct fountain pen,
Wow.
and he shows me his collection and another day.
his
So parang
own
sabi-
props.
Yeah, so he's like really. So I think that's why also the Kesmenia thing exists. As much as we know that all the things about Echo, there is so much kasi to be discovered about Romnick or Kuya
Yes.
Nico. So there's so much about him, and then he doesn't have also that many lines. Parang kasi it's kind of like an ensemble thing, but there's just he's so much there, and I think also his pure love for the country. We talk about it a lot as well. So I think all that comes up on screen as one of those things na hindi nasabi pero naramdaman mo pa rin. So yeah, I love him. And every time we're on TikTok live, oh my God, si Romnick ba yan? Ang dami niya ring fans. So meron din siyang parang mysterious, I've been missing you attractiveness.
Oo.
Which
May ano siya may Romnick Cousins recently, diba? So it's just been really
Yeah,
fun
for sure.
for kids of our age.
Theater and film. Yeah. A lot. And of course, in the academe. Diba? Pag nalaman mo, teacher ka,
Acting? No.
parang iba-iba din eh, depending on the SEM.
Where does he teach?
Now, I don't think he's teaching right now. But yeah.
And Mon Confiado. Eventually, I think there will be a retrospective of Mon Confiado cinema, but he was really good here actually because he's kind of like the villain in Luna and Goyo, and then parang you kind of feel for him in this film, right?
He was just being a farmer and then, diba, ginulo-gulo nila yung buhay niya.
Yeah.
Hanggang sa nawalan siya ng pensyon. I wonder nga if Aurora kasi later on, binigyan siya ng pensyon, tas she refused it. I wonder if that's kind of connected. Like, pensyon was the biggest deal
Maybe.
back then.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I mean, in defense of Gerald, I'm, a big Gerald fan, of course, but when this was going to be an Amazon project, and I think Amazon Legal, being Amazon Legal, kind of, they didn't want to risk libel or anything, so they asked for annotated treatment. I don't know if we got to that point, but they were gonna do it. I think they did actually.
There is a
So-
study guide.
Yeah, so parang this scene is from this book. This scene is from including Quezon's autobiography himself. So I didn't see what Manolo said MLQ3, but
I think there's a video.
okay.
I think he said it's called Quezon Memorial Circle.
Oh, really? So
Did you want to see the video of ano?
well, we can't play the video now, but
No, I mean, it's a 5 minute. You should watch it.
Okay,
I
we'll
think
watch
he
it.
calls
We'll
it
watch
a...
He called it the explainer, right? That's his video branding.
no, isn't that his column? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
But
a
that's also, I
video-
think, what it's
I don't
called.
know, yeah.
Oh, sige. Panoorin ko. Anyway, yeah. Anything else you want to share about making Quezon before we?
Yeah, it's still showing, and it's showing in other countries right now. I'm trying to get an updated list lang, so yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for supporting Quezon on its 5th week.
Yeah, now it's fifth week. Congratulations, Karylle. And
Are you
Gerald.
showing up to surprise Singaporean audiences or?
Here, it's Wicked is the one that's showing here. It's Ariana's movie.
Ariana is here right now as we speak.
Wow. Cool. Get her on the
How
pod.
come they didn't
So-
make
Ariana,
that?
I
She
don't
didn't-
know. Ariana, Erivo, they're both here. And then
So they didn't show up to Brazil, but they went to Singapore.
Yeah, and then Tony Long is coming for the SGIFF next week.
Wow, I love him in Wicked.
And up to all your listeners, please write a nice review of Quezon or just give it 5 stars so that my lowest rating that I saw for a movie I've done is half a star. So I'm really working hard to do better in my life.
Letterbox will
yeah.
make you be better. A better
Yeah.
person.
That's why I gave myself 5 stars.
Yes.
I gave it a heart.
Sponsor naman
I
dyan.
saw. I was just like, where is the...
No, I can't. My personal rule is I don't give star ratings to Filipino films.
Projects
Because
na
then the
yun.
film is like, but binigyan mo ng 4, hindi 4.5. Bakit hindi?
Bakit hindi nila lang kasi
So
5?
I'm like, hindi, mahal ko naman. Anyway, I love this film.
It's not gonna do anything for my star rating. I'm trying to bring up my half a star movie.
Okay. I'll guess.
Is that how it
I'll-
works?
Let me guess what that film is. Off cam, but
I wonder if it's Bahay ni Lola Part 2.
I'm going through your letterbox, Kay.
Oh my God. I haven't been watching anything. Lagot.
and that is our episode for today. Thank you everyone for joining
Oh,
us.
is it the ending?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
Finale
check out
kayo.
my podcast. Check out my
Yeah, please
podcast,
check
Case
out-
Drama. It's a whole Quezon season. And
Season.
yeah, we are giving the spotlight to the filmmakers,
Romnick.
the lolos, and the actors.
Are you doing a Mon Confiado episode?
None, but
You
we
should
have
do
a
a Mon
Monica episode. We also have a Pong Ignacio episode.
Kapong.
Siya ba yung mag-iilaw ng podcast?
You should light the podcast.
Para meta, di ba?
Yeah.
What?
You should light it.
What do you mean?
That episode. That'd be
Of
the
Case
light.
Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a
Parang
simple
workshop
episode.
na rin.
Done
Masterclass.
na eh.
Ah,
Well,
In
when
post.
you interview Mons, you can have her set dress.
Yeah. No. We already did that, but she also had her.
Okay.
when you do the Mon Confiado, have him do it in character.
Yeah, he's always in character.
Di ba? Parang
Oh,
yung
is he a
Tropic
method?
Thunder
Yeah,
commentary.
super.
Mon Confiado's a method. The Mon Confiado has a film where basta look up the Joe Mapa Mon Confiado film on YouTube. It's kind of wild. I really want to see what he was like while methoding that film.
And baka naman hindi lang method, but it is one of the things, yeah. And I think this, parang the smells. He goes by the smells.
So did he smell like?
Sensory.
Did he smell like it was from 1890?
Hindi naman, that's his own process.
Oo nga eh.
But his haircut, he
May
actually
deodorant
found
naman doon.
the guy who cut the hair of... Meron siguro. He found the guy who cut the hair of
Myung?
Aguinaldo. Yeah.
What?
He's
Is
alive?
that guy alive?
Maybe he was a boy.
Maybe. Yeah, because Aguinaldo died.
Aguinaldo,
in
umabot ng
70s
60s, di
or
ba?
something. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Si Aguinaldo aabot ng magsaysay eh.
Oh, is there gonna be magsaysay? Is that gonna
I
happen?
can't answer that because I was surprised myself.
Is there
I guess
gonna
if
be
this
a
movie does well.
Juan Ponce
Yeah.
and Rila Bayaniverse?
JPE Bayaniverse. Oh. Okay, thanks everybody. We'll see you
Bye.
soon. Bye-bye.